jamming.
Oh no, the fun intro with the countdown. I'm all about it. Folks, what's up? Welcome to CPN. I'm Curtis Brown, the host of the channel here, and you are watching For the Shoe Friday, our weekly Colts show. Joining me as always, our resident Colts fan, Jeff Steckel. Jeffrey, how you doing?
Good. Doing really good.
That's good. That's good. Doing better than say Isaiah Rodgers.
Probably. I mean, he's still a millionaire, so maybe not as good. But
I mean, fair.
I still have a job. So
Yeah, and we'll get into all the suspensions and stuff, and we will be having the I guess ritualistic at this point would you rather game at the end of the show. We'll be talking a little bit more in depth about gambling and what the NFL should or shouldn't do, as well as we'll be talking about whatever you guys want to talk about in the comment section. So please feel free, drop a comment. It may take a second to get to where I can see it, but I will highlight it like I did with Mr. Titan Fox's comment here. By the way, we just had some scheduling issues. We're normally trying to go, a little bit sooner, and also on Friday, but
yeah,
it is what it is. I appreciate everybody for being here, and without any further ado, let's get it. Blake in the comments section. Colts going 0-17. I mean,
I guarantee right now they're gonna have a better record than the Titans.
Whoa, that's a hot one. All right. So we got some folks in the chat. That's nice. Let's start this mother off right. Let's get into the nitty gritty here. Suspensions and effects. What, if anything, does Isaiah Rodgers and Mr. Berry getting suspended and indefinitely suspended at that, and then released by the team, what does that have to do? How does that affect the Colts immediately?
Well, since they traded away Gilmore for basically peanuts, since the Colts shut up, Blake. Since they basically traded Gilmore for peanuts, Isaiah Rodgers was probably primed to be the number 2 corner. I would assume that Brent's was probably going to be the 1, or reversed, however you want to look at it. But I mean, I made a made a prediction that maybe Brent's and Rush are going to be the number 1, 2 corners, and that might solidify that. With Kenny Moore kind of specializing in the slot. So
yeah,
I mean, it might not be Rush, but
I mean, yeah, there definitely been some. What was he, a 5th rounder?
Yeah,
there's been some 5th round dudes that go out there and play. I mean, you're looking at all the way up until the 5th round. You're looking at people who could be contributors at minimum day 1.
I mean, he's fast though. God damn.
The whole draft you guys had was fast. I mean, y'all went for athleticism. You stayed for athleticism. Mm-hmm. And that was it. And you left with all of the athleticism you possibly could. So in that aspect, at least, an A+. Now, speaking of folks in the Colts facility named with an A, what are the realistic expectations for a young AR5?
I still can't get used to that.
I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
AR-15 was so much cooler.
Yeah.
But he's going to be number 5, so I guess AR5. But I mean, realistically, it's going to be bumpy. I mean, I definitely expect the line to look better, just because mobile quarterback. Hopefully, Jonathan Taylor, he gets back to no injury issues. I mean, this is like his first season at not even in college where he had injury problems. So hopefully he comes back and. Minshew AR that doesn't work though. Like anyway, it's gonna be bumpy. I mean, I don't know if hopefully it's not as bad as like Peyton Manning's first season. I mean, that was a rough season, but I trust Shane Steichen to I guess put him in the best position to not make too many mistakes. Kind of, I don't want to say run an easy offense, but kind of tailor it to where he can, do his runs, do his options, But I mean, I don't necessarily think he's gonna, be the top quarterback in the league or anything. But
So if you had to put like a
I
yardage
just don't think
guess,
it'll be a disaster like some people are saying.
okay, so like passing yards on the season, more or less than 3,000, or like even.
I'm either even or maybe a little less, just because I think they're going to do a lot of running.
Yeah. Okay, rushing yards, more or less than 750.
I would assume hopefully more.
Yeah.
I mean, if accuracy was a concern, I feel like him and Jonathan Taylor is going to revolve around the ground game.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to be, if they're smart, they're running a lot of read option unless they really just don't want him to lean too heavy onto athleticism exclusively.
I mean, but damn, they got. I mean, Alec Pierce can be a monster, and Jelani Wood. Yeah, he's got weapons. It's just
Yeah.
not as many as Levis will place.
Over or under 25 interceptions. Yeah, young Mr. Bellamy. I'm going to say slightly under. I'm going to say like 17, 18.
I'd go like half.
Half? I think he's going to get 10
half.
or 12.
I don't think he's going to throw
12 and a half.
I'll say like 12, 12 and a half. Because I don't know if he's going to be throwing all that much. If he's dropping back and throwing 40, 50 times a game, something is really fucking wrong.
Yeah. And hopefully he's doing the smart thing and feeding his tight end, which is what most young quarterbacks do. At least to establish.
He's not starting all season. Jesus Christ, like he might get the nod for half of the first game.
Minshew season side. Look, I'm firmly on the camp of let him sit. I know that's not going to happen in today's NFL. I wish CJ Stroud would sit for at least a couple games. There's definitely something to be learned on the sideline, and then you can go in there and kind of digest it that way. I just feel like there's definitely some uptick in speed and like how you diagnose a play, especially from the quarterback position. If he's out there and he's got more than 2 or 3 reads on a play, I struggle to imagine that he's just probably going to take it down and run with it. No, struggle to imagine that he's not going to just take it down and run with it.
Like I know that like contract and everything was a big issue with this ever happening, but I would love for Manning to have stuck around for another couple of years and have Luck ride the bench. They did it, Favre and Rodgers, just to name one. But I would have loved for it, but the contract situation was they're not going to pay that much to Manning. Luck be the future. It just wasn't going to happen. And if Luck was still there, I would love for a guy like AR to sit behind him. But again, I just don't think we have the quarterback room that really. I just feel like this is a team right now that they're like, I don't want to say desperation, but they need to win.
Yeah,
like they can't come out with another 3-4 win season. It's just. I feel like Ballard would be gone if that were to be the case.
I think and if they didn't get a new head coach, if they didn't get a new quarterback, I think you would be right. But usually speaking, when you get a rookie head coach I guess he is a rookie head coach, a rookie head coach and a rookie QB, you give them a little bit of time, a season or two, and that's upper management to let them kind of see what they got. And beyond that, I mean, I imagine that GMs are also kind of afforded that same space, I guess, a little bubble of protection of just letting somebody go out there and figure it out. So I think Ballard's probably safe, no matter what the outcome is this season. I don't know that they're necessarily desperate now. I feel like it's I mean, you've got at least a season or two before Anthony Richardson is, you know, a Lamar Jackson, to where he can even at least fake throwing the ball, and people be like, "Oh, he's going to throw it." You know what I mean?
I don't think it's fair for any rookie to go through. Like there are some franchises that are like 1 year, yeah, he's not the guy. Like okay, you could look at the Jets and well, he's not the guy. But
Yeah,
with someone that has the like physical attributes that someone like Richardson has, that was pretty raw coming in. He had one season in college, so it's like he's going to be really raw. I don't think in 1 year you can be like, yeah, we need to draft number 1 overall quarterback next year too. It's just they're going to give it at least a couple of years. So you might be right, but it's just
yeah.
Ballard. There's does he have? No, I don't think he has a playoff win in his tenure with the Colts. So it's just
Yeah, who drafted Luck?
wait, maybe was it back with no, that was Gregson.
Yeah,
There might have been was there one did they win a playoff game with Luck and then he retired the next year?
I think so.
Shit.
I think that was
They might have
didn't
won
they
he
all
might have won
beat-
that playoff
Yeah,
game.
I think he beat us like
but
21-7, and then retired the next year.
since
Thankfully,
then it's been a bad drought. So it's just yeah, if he tried to recycle another quarterback this year, this would probably be his last year.
yeah,
They might get his leash might be a little bit longer, but I would
yeah,
hope that the goal is to win at least more games than he won this last year. If not, you got to have some kind of improvement.
yeah. Okay, so how many passing touchdowns do you think AR is going to end up with? Over or
Hmm.
under 23?
Passing, I'm probably going to say under,
Okay. Rushing
like probably
touchdowns?
around the 20.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
going to hope for like 10. I hope it's like 10.
That
Give
would be
Jonathan
bad.
Taylor like 30. It'll be good.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like the expectations are a little higher than 4 or 5 wins, huh? No, I think that AR-15 might bring
I
some
can dream,
juice.
Kevin.
He'll bring some juice to this offense because it's been just old men for a while, and that's definitely going to be hugely needed in Indianapolis. Um,
Yeah.
but like, I can see a couple games where just his energy alone might hype up the defense enough to make it like
Yeah.
interesting. I just don't. I don't know. I feel like the realistic floor for the Colts this year is like 4 wins again.
Yeah, I can see
The
it.
floor.
I don't want to see it, but I can see
Yeah.
it.
I
I
mean,
like to think that the overall is better. I mean, if you actually
was it?
have a guy like if you actually have Leonard coming back, you got a really athletic quarterback guy that can move around. You know, line is of some concern. Hopefully, they can regain some of their previous season's form, and Ryman can take that next leap at left tackle. But I would hope it. I would hope the floor is like at least 5 or 6 games. But
Yeah.
I mean, I want the floor to be 10 games. But
Yeah. I,
I don't think
I
we're
think
there
it's
to say
possible.
anything like that yet.
It's just going to be some time. Yeah. I think it's just going to be time and Steichen whispering the right words into AR's ears, and hopefully he soaks them up. I mean, I've heard and read reports that he's doing really well in camp. He's
Yeah.
staying after and cleaning up, and he's presenting himself as a really high character individual, and that's good. I mean, you want that from your QB, and those
Yeah.
are all good signs. So there could very well be a very bright glimmer of hope for the Indianapolis Colts to rebound in the coming seasons. But
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen in his pressers, he's very well spoken, has good head on his shoulders. He's smart, and he always, it just might be part of the script. But he's always saying, "Oh, I need to be better about it." So,
yeah,
but he's already taken a lot of that responsibility. So being, a young rookie, in the NFL, he's already showing a lot of, I guess, maturity.
yeah.
He seems like he has a really good head on his shoulders.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we get into the um, I guess annual game
Like,
of Would You Rather, let's talk about the NFL and some gambling.
for
Um,
sure.
so it is now a total of 4 players in the AFC South, 3 players in the AFC South, suspended suspended for gambling. I don't
Yeah.
understand at any point how the NFL does not communicate from the top to the bottom what the rules are with gambling. I know several players have already come out and said that they don't they're not really told what they can and can't do. The Lions had 2 or 3 players do the same thing. Um, God, who else was it earlier in the season? Or earlier in the off season, I should say.
Mm,
It's like
not
2
sure.
Lions. I don't know. Anyway, I just because I know
Seems
that
like the
there's
entire line.
yeah. If I'm not mistaken, it was the Blaine and Mickey show here in Nashville. And Blaine is Blaine Bishop. He used to play for the Titans and the Eagles. He was talking about there are a lot of times in the NFL where people are casting votes on things, and you didn't even get the memo that something was being voted on. And it's like things that the team needs to vote on in particular. Sometimes people just assume you're going to vote a certain way and vote that way for you, even though they didn't clear that with you. Sometimes, um, like some coaching staffs they approach things differently. So it's like some will sit you down and kind of explain this is the rules for everything around here, which Mike Vrabel does a little bit. He does more than most, but he does that a little bit. And um, there's no more rookie symposium. So there's not a giant conference anymore where all the rookies are brought in, told by Hall of Fame players that now all the people are going to come out of the woodworks and what to avoid and how to behave. Instead of that, now we just have them showing up at the team facilities and hoping for the best. Maybe it was because Michael Irvin was leading it and he was doing blocaine. Maybe allegedly, I don't know, but there's
It,
something to be said about a lack of communication in the NFL from the top down. And I don't necessarily think it's pure ignorance because if there's a way that people want to do something, if you really wanted to place a bet, no matter who you are or what sport you're playing, there's a way of doing it and not getting tracked. There's a way of doing it. I just don't know why. I don't know. I feel like this is like the NFL's new version of an IQ test instead of a drug test.
hmm. I was listening to a podcast, and it's one of the main Colts. Well, I can't remember which one it was, but apparently, when you enter the Colts facility and you're going into the training room or whatever, there's a sign of like rules and shit when you walk in, and one of the rules is no gambling. So it's it's apparently it's very clear and obvious the expectation is to not gamble, and apparently most of his gambling was like 20, 30, $40 bets, and at this point you have to go, well, was it even worth it? Like,
Yeah.
I think we said it in the different podcast. Like, I just don't understand, why would you risk millions over a 30, 40, 50, however many bets you were placing? It's stupid. And there are some players out there, well, I did this or whatever, or I put my body on the line. I can't remember, some ex Patriot player said it. If you can't understand why the NFL doesn't want players and coaches gambling, then you're probably too stupid to get a contract. Like,
Yeah.
just it's just not deserve. Like, if you can't understand like the whole integrity of the game, and if they're finding out that players are gambling on it, a player tossed this game or that game for this prop bet or whatever, yeah, that's a problem. Because not only are the players gambling on it, but so are we.
Yeah.
Like, it's just they don't want any of that going on. Any coaches, kickers going out shanking a kick on purpose. Just
Yeah. I mean, they're worried about, stuff like what was that ref that was allegedly calling fouls for he was trying to shave points in basketball games. And I can't remember his name, but he was reffing like the same time Michael Jordan was, I think. And it was a whole thing. But they ended up like doing like a full scale like indictment of this man.
And it's the NFL, I feel like at this point is pretty lean. Ridley got like it was indefinite, but it was a year. Like these guys will probably suspended a year and then get reinstated. Like for other sports, like they're pretty fucking lenient on this. Like baseball. What's his name? Pete Rose. Like can't get in the Hall of Fame. Can't like just erased from everything in baseball.
Yeah.
Like they're pretty lenient on it when it comes to it. If you think about it, it's just don't do it. It's like Josh Gordon. Smoke all the weed after you've made your millions, dude. What are you doing?
Or at least pull a Ricky Williams, have a couple really good years, get another contract, then just dip out to smoke weed, come back, do well later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just the Josh Gordon's aspect of like, no, Ricky, you did it wrong. Smoke the whole time.
The whole time. Don't stop.
Yeah. And I know most of them, most of the people who smoke weed in the NFL, I imagine most of them try to smoke as often as they possibly can. Like I can't imagine that they're not. Just don't see it happening. But they know when the drug tests are. If you get drug tested once and you fail, you like are drug tested like 9 times a month for like the rest of your time. So yeah, they warn you. They let you know.
Yeah,
there's like a whole Pat McAfee episode you should check out about that. It's pretty good. Because like I think Chuck Pagano came on, was like reminiscing about it, and he's like, he looks at him and it's just like, we're good this year. We're good. We're not gonna have any issues. He's like, nah, I lost a little bit of weight, so stored in the fat cells. So I lost. We're good now.
Speaking of Pat McAfee got a major ESPN deal, and ESPN is firing people left and right. It's crazy.
Yeah,
they make way for his contract.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people are blaming him for it. I don't think that's fair.
Well, the comment threads, man, a lot of people are harsh on him.
Oh,
I can't stand Pat McAfee. Blah, blah. I'm like, dude, he was like one of the top Colts players. Like we fucking loved him.
Yeah, no, he's dope. I don't
man, just wore that shoulder and boom the shit out of something. He was fun to watch.
Yeah, he is. He still is. He was great on Friday Night SmackDown. He's good on was it College Football Saturday?
He had a WrestleMania moment there.
2.
Dude is fun.
He's a baller. All right, he's done a lot of cool shit.
Yeah.
Very, very jealous of this man's life.
For sure.
Regardless, now we've got the wrap up portion of the show. It's a fun game. You're probably familiar with it if you've ever been anywhere with alcohol and or a woman. Would you rather?
Family Guy.
Oh, Family Guy. Would you rather be stuck in the Family Guy universe or be stuck in oh, wait a minute. Be stuck in The Simpsons. Let's start off simple. Family Guy or The Simpsons?
Like, are you just in the universe, or are you a specific person in the universe? You're Megan Family Guy. You probably don't want to do that.
No, you are you in that universe. You are Jeff Steckel in the Family Guy universe.
Family Guy.
Why not The Simpsons?
I don't know, man. I don't want to have yellow skin. I don't know, man.
All right.
What's that disease? I don't know what it is. Anyway,
Flintstones or Jetsons?
I think it's funny, man. Do what?
Flintstones or Jetsons?
Oh Christ! Jetsons, man. Flintstones and Neanderthals. I don't want to be with them. I don't want to be without electronics.
Bro, they had electronic. They had birds that would like take pictures and shit. They just etch it into
Oh,
stone.
whatever. Nah, too lazy for that.
Look at the camera and be like, oh, the things you do for work. Stupid. Would you rather the Colts re-sign Jonathan Taylor to a big deal now or re-sign him in the offseason after a great year?
I feel like with the way that the running back market is, I feel like the Colts are going to wait. I don't know if you know, running backs, the Frank Gores are kind of an anomaly where they have a long shelf life. It's just not like that anymore. I'd like to say that Jonathan Taylor will, be as good as he is, 5, 6, 7 years down the road, but handing out long contracts to running backs just it never really seems to look at it. But at the same time, if he can stay healthy and we have a relatively cheap quarterback for the next 4 or 5 years, hopefully, before he'd get an extension if he plays to earn it, he'd be a huge commodity. I mean, I feel like hopefully signing him for at least another few years. I would hope that's kind of their priority. I mean, when he's healthy, he was one of the top backs in the league. So
yeah,
if it's just, but I'm not a GM, man. I don't. I don't. There are other backs out there that aren't getting contracts that probably should get a little bit more money. But if you look at like Barkley, he had a great season, but he's also had a couple where he was injured the entire season. So I don't know if they're looking at that either. But Taylor has a long history of being healthy, so I feel like it plays well to him for getting an extension.
Hey man, no problem, Rusty.
Well, yeah.
On Facebook, what's up? No problem. Love sharing with the Colts, baby. We don't get a lot of Colts views, so we're trying to make sure that happens and try to manufacture some more. So I don't know if you guys are. Yeah, got a bunch of Titans intruders. But yeah, all right. Would you rather be stuck in a room with Nancy Pelosi for 18 straight hours and you can't leave and you can't wear headphones? Thanks, Rusty. Or would you rather Joe Biden confuse you for someone that he thinks he knows for the same amount of time, and he won't drop it?
Jesus Christ! I mean, at least the Biden thing would be funny later.
I swear I know.
Miserable with Pelosi.
Yeah, I think most people would. She's I don't understand the way her skin works, or it doesn't, I guess. It just looks like she's wearing it. You know what I mean? Looks like you could just see all of it, yeah, like a skin suit. She is my one and only proof for reptilian.
There's an alien under there. We know this. I mean, there's another species under that skin.
Yep, no, it's not human. That's for sure. Would you rather? The Colts do terribly this season and next season, but there's moderate signs of improvement in Anthony Richardson each season. And this is one continuous one. Only to hire the Harbaugh from Michigan, who then broke my neck for years to build up Colts Blue Nation, but now I feel like it runs itself day and night, and I can breathe. Hey, man. Feel that. Man. We're growing out here. Happy to be a part of it, bro. So all of that leading up to Harbaugh coming, and you guys win a Super Bowl with Harbaugh, or Shane Steichen brings the best out in Anthony Richardson, but the defense collapses, and you keep getting put out by, like, you get to the playoffs, but you keep getting put out by division foes.
So right now you're talking about hindsight.
I guess.
Like if I knew that Harbaugh was going to come in and win us a Super Bowl, yeah, I'd be down for losing a couple more seasons. I don't want to just like get there and Buffalo Bill, Josh Allen it, and get there and then get get knocked out. Like, I don't want to keep doing that either.
Yeah. Would you rather Peyton Manning come back to be the head coach, or Reggie Wayne?
Well, Reggie Wayne's already coach on the team.
I know. So was Jeff Saturday, but out of nowhere, he was basically a real life RKO.
Peyton or Reggie, I mean, I would like to see Peyton Manning coaching, but I, like others, I feel like at least go through the coordinator spot. So just right off the bat, being head coach.
Yeah.
I don't like, but if I had to choose between the two, well then yeah, I'd go Peyton Manning.
Okay. I mean, it wasn't too long ago. Houston was entertaining the idea of hiring Josh McCown to be a rookie head coach instead of Lovie Smith.
That would have been fun.
For you. Look,
yeah,
I
think
awesome that. Yeah,
let me pull that. They did so little of it last year.
It would be awesome. Look, I personally am a Texans fan, but I'm also a football fan, and I just like watching competitive football games. I like watching good players. I like watching just damn good football executed well, and people trying to knock the piss out of each other. But with that being said, I want the division to be good. I want winning the division crown to be an actual challenge rather than just, well, we snuck by and got it. You know what I mean?
Like I don't want to see like what could have been an under 500 team, take the division and go to the. No one wants to see that. So you want to see someone, 13-4, 12-5, win it, and there's like an 11 or 10 win team right below, and then 8 or 9 win. Like you want to see that really competitive division, and it's just the AFC South hasn't been that, especially not last year.
No, last couple of years it's been pretty one-dimensional.
Yeah. I don't know if the AFC South is the worst division, but
oh no, thanks to the NFC South, we're in second in that. Yeah. We're going to be last. Yeah, we're not last. We're not last. All right. Well, all right. Would you rather? This will be the last one before we wrap up for tonight. Would you rather? Would you rather eat your favorite food for the rest of your life only, or would you rather listen to your favorite song on repeat for the rest of your life?
Oh, dear Jesus. I feel like I could eat tacos more than I could listen to my favorite song over and over.
Yeah, tacos are fire. God,
I'd probably go food over the song.
I understand that. I get that all too well. That's probably why I got this. But it is what it is. This is probably tacos. Wailing for life. Yeah. Interesting. Well, folks, thank you for watching. Jeff, thank you for being a part of the show.
Of course.
Colts Bleed Blue Nation, thank you for stopping by. Rusty, thanks for stopping by. Blake, Titan Fox, anybody else who showed up that I didn't happen to see, thank you for watching, and be good people.
Go Colts.